All right, looks like I'm live. Finally. I was setting up. How's everybody doing? Let me set up right now. I'm about to practice for this Saturday. I'll be playing in Jim's Bang Time Ultimate 9-ball tournament. I will be going up against Marko, which, when you go up against him, you basically have to bring it. Let me set up my stuff right now. Hope everything sounds good. How are you, Chuck? Heather, how are you? Let me know if it sounds good. Give me a thumbs up if everything sounds good and coming in clear. I'm just setting up. I'm running a little behind on this. Thanks for joining me. Like I said, I'm going to be practicing. I do have a match on Saturday. It'll be at 8 o'clock Eastern time on Bang Time Pool. So thanks. They're saying it sounds good. Of course, I'll be practicing with my Viking, and I'll be playing with the exact shot. So this is the Viking, and it is the exact shot, which is the one with the black lines. There it is. And I will be breaking with the BK Rush. So if you guys been wondering where I've been, I did just come back from a team event, which we were over in Yucaipa, California. We were playing to qualify for regionals. So we were playing at regionals, trying to qualify for nationals out in Vegas. And we ended up being one match short from playing for the final. So we did have 2 days of battle. Team did great. Everybody did great. But we were one game short of making it to the final. We did lose to the team that won it right after. So congratulations, Andrew, Grego. That was their team that ended up beating us. So this is what I'll be breaking with, which will be the BK Rush, the red line. So what I'll be doing is basically I'll be doing a couple of sets. I will be, like I said, playing a Bang Time 9-ball, which it'll be the 1, 9, and 2 in the back, of course, standard rack. And the 9 will be on the spot. And I will be doing the 3-point rule. So if no balls go in the pockets, 3 balls have to pass the head string, which is right here. So if no balls go in any pocket after the break, I do need to cross 3 balls past this line. If a ball goes in, that's 1 point. So only 2 balls need to pass this line. So that is very important. I will be doing 9 racks. I will be doing probably a couple of sets. I haven't played on this table in probably over a week. So wish me luck. I have, like I said, been playing down in Yucaipa, and I played last night as well. So we'll see. Like I said, every table plays different. I do have to adjust to it. So, and then the other thing too is I'm not using a template. I will be using a standard wooden rack or a plastic rack. Welcome, Andrew. And like I said, Andrew, congratulations, buddy. You guys did win it. And good luck in Vegas, by the way, as well. And welcome, Chuck, Ron Sheldon. Nice to see you here. And we got Jim from Bang Time Pool. So let me open up this table. And get that rack started. Like I said, I will be doing a couple of sets of 9 racks. I will be adding the score. As you can see right there on the banner, we're already on rack. This will be rack number 1. I will start it off without practicing, of course, but like I said, I have been playing, and I will be doing a couple of sets. So this is basically my first practice one. I won't be pattern racking. The only thing I will be doing is putting the 1 in the front, the 9 in the middle where it goes, and then the 2 in the back. And we will be spotting the 9 on the spot. So other than that, every rack would be, different probably. And like I said, there's a 3-point rule. So just bear with me because I do have to make sure the rack is perfect. I do not want to get a 0 if I don't meet the 3-point rule. And that is one of the most nerve-wracking part of that rule, of playing this format, is that you do not want to get a 0 on any of the racks. Those zeros are costly, of course, especially if you're trying to get a lead or trying to catch up to somebody. So I am going to try to avoid any zeros. All right, that looks like a nice tight rack. So thank you guys for joining me. And here goes. Like I said, welcome everybody that's joining me right now. This is rack number 1. I am gonna, let me just stroke a couple of times. I don't want to make that cue ball fly across the room in here. All right, so here goes. This is rack number 1. And like I said, I am practicing. I do have a match on Saturday, and it's going to be against Marko. And like I say, he is a strong player, and I do need to, keep up. So here goes, rack number 1. All right. So 2 balls went across. This right here, I'm going to show you guys how close this is. This did not pass the line. If it touches the line, it counts. I did see a ball drop. Unfortunately, it was the cue ball. So the cue ball does not count as a point. So this is what I'm going to have to deal with on Saturday. So this one does not count. I only get 1 more attempt. As you see, the 1 ball was about to go in. So anything could happen during those racks. So that was as close as it could get. The 8 ball looked like it was going to reach the line, and unfortunately it fell short. So there goes the 1, 9, 2, and then the 9 on the spot. What makes this a little bit harder, of course, because the 9 is on the spot. Not only that, it's, makes everything farther from the rails. So you need more power to make sure everything pushes back past that line. And not only that, it is a lot harder to reach over and make sure everything is as tight as you could get it. So that is another struggle. If this is where it will be, and look how easy it is to look for gaps. But just by putting it this much farther, makes it a little harder to stretch out and make sure everything's perfect. So like I said, this is the most challenging tournament that Bangtan has had. You know, it is with a rack, 9 on the spot, 3-point rule, and there's also going to be a shot clock as well, 30-second shot clock. So the clock does not start till after the first shot. I am going to keep that in mind as well, but obviously I can't keep track of the time. So I will not, foul myself out for taking too long right now. I am practicing, but once games start, once we get started on the day of the match, of course everything does change. So, all right, here goes. This is my second attempt. I do not want a 0. All right, that is a legal break. All right, I did make the 7 ball. I am working with the Airmyth Pros TV set, so the 4 is the pink. So we got the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7s down. So if I take ball in hand, all I could do is get 9 points. I am going to go for an 11. As you see, the 1 ball is in a good spot. I mean, the 1 ball is in a good spot. The 2 balls in a good spot. So I will be going for an 11. And the only way I can get an 11 is if I don't take ball in hand after the break. So it looks like I have plenty of room right here. Not only that, it's going to give me the angle to come off the rail. Right now, I'm thinking of 2 ways, whether to come out this way or just stay down here and then shoot the 2 on that corner. So I'm going to take the safer shot. I'm just going to take a nice, easy bump on the 1 ball and try to get off the rail. So this is it. All right. I'm going to try to follow it, of course. I want to be over here for the 3 ball. The 3 ball does not go that way because the 8 ball. So this is my first tester shot because, all right, here goes. I am going for an 11. Like I said, it was pretty close to the rail. Trying to avoid those. So this is practice. So that is, like I said, those are my first shots of the day. So that is 2 points. I did get the cue ball at the right speed. But like I said, I am going for I was going for an 11 there. I'm not going to mind, like I said, going for those right now, especially while I'm practicing. Come game time, everything changes. My adrenaline's going to be different. And, for some reason, I do shoot better once we start playing the actual game. So let me update the banner. I did make 2, like I said. Yeah, there was 2 balls down, so I made the 7 and the 1, then missed the 2 ball. So let me update the banner. That is rack number 1. And that is going to be 2 points. So I'll be adding them up as I go. So there, the rack number 1, 2 points. I am glad that I did not get a 0. So that is good. All right, here goes. Like I said, I just got to loosen up. That was an easy 11, by the way. I just needed to get that cue ball off the rail after the 1 ball. All right, that is a good break. These 3 balls past the line. Of course, this is my problem ball right now if I were to want points. So I will go for 9 points since I'm going to take ball in hand. Thinking whether to go after the bump, lay on the rail right here, and then go for either the cut shot or the bank shot. So right now, let me try to put this cue ball on the rail. All right, that will work. Basically the same thing, being here and there. I just got to use the rail now and get out in the open for the bank. All right. I'm going to go for the cross bank. Like I said, these are my first shots, so the tables I've been playing on were much quicker than this, and that's one thing I'm figuring out right now. So here goes. I'm going to go for the cross bank. I'm going to try to avoid the double kiss. All right. Right there was all about avoiding that double kiss. I'll try to land it over here. Like I said, I'm still trying to get the speed down. Now, of course, I have to avoid the side pocket. There it is. There's a nice cut shot to the corner. Got it. All right, so that is 9 points. I did like what I did with that. So like I said, we will have a pattern rack, but this shot, of course, will come up on any given match. So, always remember that shot, what happened there. So let me update the rack. So that was 9 points. So that's going to put us at 11 with rack number 2. If I do mess up on my adding, like I said, I'm trying to do several things at once. Just bear with me. All right, so that is 11 points. Rack number 2. Like I said, thank you, Ron. Thank you, Andrew. I sure will try. Let's see the green. All right, let's go for rack number 3. That was a good out. Like I said, I was happy with everything there. Of course, come game time, I will be warmed up. So that 2 ball that I missed on rack number 1, because I did start the whole stream cold. But like I said, I always do that. If you guys been with me when I practice, I don't, when I shoot, a lot of times I don't practice. I just go straight into the stream. So let's do rack number 3. I did feel good about the way the balls settled on that other rack, by the way. See, I like the way they're racking right now. They're like clinging in perfect, nice and tight. Like you could always feel them when you let go. So yeah, good luck with that, Chuck and Heather. I also want one of those as well. Like I said, I have my 9-foot diamond. I got the valley, and I do want the diamond as well, a 7-footer for the other room. I want to put the 2 7-footers next to each other, and that is in the plans. So hopefully that happens for you guys, and it happens for me as well. So if you guys hear about any 7-footers out for sale or something, let me know. I am interested in buying a 7-footer. All right, so here goes rack number 3. All right. That is a legal break. Everything looks good, by the way. I like where the one's at. I'm not going to go for an 11. If the cue ball was here, easy 11. Since the cue ball is right here, it's going to be really hard to hold the cue ball since I have to put more power since it's a thinner shot. So I will get ball in hand. If I needed to, of course, this is what I'll go for. But like I said, if it was right here, it'll require less power from the cue ball, and it'll be easy to hold the cue ball and keeping it right around here. But where it's at, I don't want to land down here because that would ruin my whole run. So I will be taking, like I said, ball in hand. And then this is pretty easy combo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to land by the rail, come back around and try to land somewhere over here and combo that 5-ball. So here goes. I don't want to stretch out too much, so you always got to remember that too. And you want to leave yourself in a good spot where you're not forcing your shots. Slow down. Right. I do have to back cut it a little. And now I have to use the, all right, I could avoid the 7. So I got to avoid the 7. All right, I didn't get in much trouble. I did hit that 7 thin, so good thing I did put a little bit of draw. 4-ball, of course. I think I did bump the 8-ball a little. So that is going to be a tester right there. All right, let's see if we could make something happen. I do have to put some top right and use the rail. So this is not an easy shot. So I'm going to do top right. It's going to hit the rail, and then I'm going to make the ball come try to land on this rail. The closer to the rail, the better my odds are of making that 4-ball. So here goes. Like I said, you're shooting over a ball. That's what makes it a little more difficult. If it was in the open, it'll be an easier shot, but you always have to. But this was the actual shot that I was trying to avoid. If I land anywhere here, much harder shot, especially if I want to go rail first. Right here, let me count the balls right before I start. So I got 3 down. So this is kind of where I wanted to land. And let me show you why. Is that I was able to see a little sliver without hitting the 8-ball. And I still failed. All right. Those are, like I said, this is the practice run. All right, so that's 3. Let me update the score. I got to get a rhythm going where I'm not messing up the adding and stuff. So all right, there it is. We're at 14. All right, that extra dot ain't gonna hurt me. So let me set up the rack. I do want to try, if you notice, I am breaking a little different. I'm not using much of a cut break. And what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get more 11s. So I'm trying to be able to see the 1-ball a lot better, or the 2-ball. If I could keep the score around 50, I will be okay during the tournament. So that is what I want to do as well in these practice sessions, is try to keep them at 50. All right, here goes. This is rack number 4. If I miss any comment, let me know. And then, like I said, Hey, Grego. Yeah. Yeah, it's a bummer that you had to drop out, but I understand, Grego. I know you haven't been playing as much, and I totally get it. I mean, if I stop playing for a couple of days, I mean, the rust starts settling in. So here goes. This is rack number 4. All right, so that is a legal break. I keep having problems right here, and this is where I've been having problems. So I will be changing the break. I do not want to go back to where this was a major problem on one of my practice sessions. So here goes. I mean, if I want more points, I'm going to see what I could do with that 3-ball. Right now, what I do need to do is have a nice shot on that 2-ball so I could get out for the 3. And that is the shot right there. Now I got to avoid, like I said, I don't want to go for a combo now. That will end my run. This is a practice session. If I needed those 2 extra points, of course, I could probably make that pretty easy. So I'm going to try to squeeze between the 4 and the 7, land somewhere over here, and then combo the 3-ball in this pocket. So let's see if I could avoid those balls right there. Nope. Didn't avoid it. Like I said, I'm still practicing. All right, this looks like a pretty easy bank shot. So let me go for the jump cue. And then I should have an easy shot for the 4-ball as well. This jump shot looks pretty easy, especially, like I said, there's not much of an angle on it. I'm not afraid that it's going to jump off the table. And like I said, I should be able to control that cue ball pretty good. So here goes. I'm going to try to go for this pocket right here and then try to hold the cue ball to stay right there. Get in there. All right. That was a pretty good bank. I held the cue ball perfect. And like I said, I didn't put much, so I think I hit it pretty full, which is what I wanted to do. I just, like I said, need to get adjusted to these rails, especially from playing in the other tables. So that is a 2-pointer. This is how the first session goes usually, so. Yeah, welcome everybody. Sorry if I miss you guys coming in. Let me update the banner. So that was 2 points. And I know Greg was licking his chops, hoping he was playing me, but this is not how I usually play. So there goes. That'll be 16. Yeah, I definitely need to make up some points. I've had a couple of 2-pointers. Of course, those are killer in this format. But what's happening right here is this area, I'm not happy with this area at all. So I'm going to change the break a little. I'm getting too many clusters over here. So something's got to change. Especially, like I said, we don't know what the format's going to, what the pattern rack's going to be. So if there's a 3 or a 4 blocking right here, it's going to be a problem. I mean, I don't mind like a 8 ball or a 7 ball being there because I could pick up, 6 points pretty easy. But right now, since my low balls are over there, that's what's killing me with the score. I haven't had to do a re-break, so that is good as well. So I'm going to change my break a little. I'm going to go to the middle of the table now, and I'm going to try to just keep the cue ball in the middle of the table. All right. I like to spread a lot. So all I got to do is control that cue ball from scratching. I did drop the 8 ball, so I'm going to go for the 9 points. And like I said, right now what I do need is points. I only have a lot of low points right now, so I just need to get past that 4 ball and have a nice shot at the 2 ball and then make sure I could get to the... All right, so let's see if I could get past that 6 ball. Like I said, these rails are a little slower than what I've been playing them. That's what's making it a little difficult. All right. I was trying to avoid the 4, but I got a little friendly bump. I don't mind that. All right, so that is 9 points. Like I said, I did change the break. I'm happy with it. So that is an improvement. The only thing I have to do is control the cue ball from that scratching. So that will be 9 points. Good way to end rack number 5. We usually have a break after that. So you always want to end those strong, especially if you're either up or down. Puts a little extra pressure on your opponent. And then you want to come out off the break strong, of course. And that would basically let you know how the rest of the match is going to go. All right, so let me add up the score. So that is a 9. All right, at least we got into the 20s by the 5th rack. We're at 25. Like I said, we're at rack number 6 now, but that was rack number 5. All right, so let's go with the next rack. And welcome, everybody. Sorry if I miss any comments. All right, I gotta remember. So I did change the rack, the break. I was happy with the spread, of course. where I was breaking from, it was always giving me these problem balls right here. So I'm going to stick with this break now, but I still have to meet the 3-point rule. All right, this is a good break. Three balls down, no clusters. And if you remember, I actually did held the cue ball, but it got kicked down here. So I did everything I wanted to do. I do feel like going. My next ball is the 4. I did drop the 1, 3, and 8. So right now I'm thinking whether to go for an 11. Once again, if it was right here, easy 11. But since it's here, it's a little harder to hold the cue ball because it requires more power to cut that in. And it's too close to the edge to bank it here, even though it's an easy bank. But right now, like I said, I'm not going to try to beat myself up right now. I'm just practicing. So let me practice the little draws and off the rail as well. This is going to be for another 9. I have to make sure I run these next 2 balls out. All right, so that is another 9. So far, the change has worked. I got 2 straight 9s. And that's basically what you got to do is if something's not working out, change something up, during a match. If you're breaking dry, if something's not working out, do adjustments. And that's what these practice sessions are all about. I want to get a good feel of the break of different areas. And not only that, like I said, it's a good confidence builder going into the match, knowing that I did everything I could to, keep up with my opponent. Other than that, if he shoots lights out, I can't do nothing about that, but tell him congratulations. So let me update the score. Thank you, guys. Thank you, Ron. And thank you, Ron, also from Russian Crush. No problem, Chuck. All right, let me update the banner. That is another 9. Like I said, I do want to try to keep in the 50s. If I could get more, of course, that'll be better. It'll be good. But so far, I'm making up for those other scores. So we're going to be at 34. And that was rack number 6. We're going into rack number 7. And like I said, that break is perfect. I just need to control that cue ball a little bit more. I mean, I did everything I could on that last break, but it got kicked to where I couldn't see the 2 ball. So let's see if we could avoid a kick and try to keep the cue ball in the middle of the table. There it is. It's in the middle of the table. Not another ball went down, but see, this is perfect. If I would have had I had 3 balls go down on the last break. Only 2 balls past the head string. So it's a re-rec. And this is going to happen, like I said, with the adjustment I did with the break. So I got to be expecting this, but this is why I'm practicing this right now. And like I said, one of the things I was doing is controlling the cue ball. So that is going to change everything that I'm doing with trying to get the 3-point rule. So now this break is going to be a little bit more, trying to get those 3 balls across. Everything was rolling good, but, sometimes they bump, sometimes they hit the side pockets and it avoids them. So I do not want to get a 0. So this break is going to be a little bit, all right. Wow. There was a big gap here, but for some reason this 8-ball was locked in on the side of the rack. And when I pushed it, it like took off on it. That is strange that something was holding it back. And it don't take much to give yourself a loose rack, I'll tell you that. All right, this rack is big. This is my second attempt during this session. So, all right, I'm not going to try to control that cue ball a little bit more, but I am still going to try to control it, but I want those 3 points. Oh, that is a good break. If you notice, they bumped here, but it still pushed them past the line. So I don't like where the 2 ball's at, but right now I'd rather take that point and the point with the 1 any day. Because of course, any point is better than no points. So this is where I have to be for the 2. I could do 2 things, come down here, but I don't have much of a shot. So it looks like I'm going to have to come behind that 5 ball and try to cut it over here. If that 4 ball wasn't there, it'll be an easy shot. Whoa. And I don't see if I could cut it. I don't think I could cut it without hitting that 4 ball. Another thing I could do is basically break those out. But I feel real comfortable in this shot right here. I do this shot a lot where I have to be over here. Sometimes when you're on the last 9 ball, trying to avoid these 2 pockets, it's easy for me to land right around this area. And this is, of course, after playing, a lot of rotation. This shot comes up a lot. So I'm going to try to land somewhere around this little screen right here. And like I said, I'm still getting a feel for the table. And as you see, I do have an open path if I could avoid the 9 ball. All right, I'm going to do top. What makes this ball go faster is, of course, top right. Here goes. I want to land right around here without getting much. I don't want to hit that rail too much, or it's going to get me close to that 2 ball. There goes. Perfect. Like I said, those shots are basically touch. Once you get used to the touch and feel, it makes it easy. But this is, of course, what I'm dealing with. But like I said, no points is better than 1 point is better than no points. So I'm gonna get the 2 ball in there, hopefully, and I'm trying to figure out how I could get myself to give me a shot at that 3 ball. If this 6 ball wasn't here, by the way, it would be an easy, just pop it back, come off 2 rails. But this 6 ball, it creates a big blocker. I mean, you can see how much it blocks, my view. So I need to be either here, give myself a bank. 4 ball is going to be open once I open up that 2 ball. So I think I'm going to go for the bank shot. If I force the ball, I could actually go off the 9 and come out this way. So we'll see right now. I mean, I don't want to do too much with this. Yep, it looks like I might even be able to avoid the 9 ball, go 2 rails, and come out here. So let's try that. But first of all, I need to make the 2 ball. There it is. I avoided the 9, but if you notice, it grabbed the rail, popped it out, and then the minute it touched the 4, it took off. So I got to remember that too. I will review the video to see how far that 4 ball was so I could avoid what just happened. The way to avoid this, by the way, what just happened, of course, is basically the English on the ball. So I did something to create what just happened. So either way, I did get the point. I did get the perfect shape on that. So I'm happy with that. So 3 points. That is still pretty good. But like I said, I will review the video on that shot and see what went wrong with that. I didn't think I was going to hit the 4, but all it takes is one, hit on that cue ball to make it do what it did. And then, like I said, then I ran it right into the pocket. But I definitely avoided that 9 ball by a lot. All right, so that was 3 points. Let me update the banner as well. But as you notice, I'm not shooting bad. It's just trying to get those problems solved. If it's an open table, I'm pretty much out. So the shooting's good. It's just, those are the things that create a lot of problems, of course. Those are why I'm doing what I'm doing right now. That is the reason why, is these practice sessions are important. So that does put us at 37. We do have 2 more racks to go. And I will be doing another one. So like I said, I do want to try to break 50. So these 2 racks are important. Good evening, Kimmy. Nice to see you. All right, let's go for this again. Like I said, I will be reviewing the video on what I did there. So that's what's good about recording ourselves, by the way, when we're practicing. We could review video and see what happened during those shots. Not only that, also, if we have a tough out, we could review it and see what we could have done different to make it easier as well. All right, here goes. All right, that is a 3 points. I do have a shot at the 1. Of course, I will not take ball in hand there. We do have the 4 and the 3 that are in the tough spots, but I'm still happy with it. I'm happy with the 2 ball there and the 5 ball. It makes it easier for a shot on the 2 ball, and it makes it easier for me to come out and do something with that, or try to leave the 2 ball where the 5 ball is at and then break all this out. So like I said, I'm not going to take ball in hand. So I'm going to control the draw right here. Try to land hopefully somewhere here. I'm not going to use, yeah, I will use a rail. So I'm going to use a rail right here. I don't want to go straight draw. There it is, slow down. Perfect. This is the important shot right here. I do not want the 2 ball to go in. And I do not want the 2 ball to land on the short rail. I need it to stay on this rail. So I need to make sure I hit this 5 ball full. If I hit rail first, then the 2 ball is gonna land on the short rail. And that's not gonna be good for my next shot. So here goes. I do want to go full on the 5 and do not drop it in. Perfect. I feel like I could squeeze that 4-ball in, so I'm comfortable with that. This is where I have to practice my bank, so I'm definitely going to go for a bank shot. So I'm going to prepare for that now. Looks like I got to be right around here to get a nice shot and a draw shot. So it's basically past the first diamond. And I do not want to be on the rail, of course, as well. There it is. That would work. Go here. The only thing that changes is I'm going to be over here instead of being straight on this and staying right here. So everything's going to be the same. So I'm already expecting that with this shot. So here goes. I got to shorten the bank now. Slow down, slow down. Oof. There it is. I was trying to hold that cue ball, but that is a point. And like I said, if I would have been perfect here, I wouldn't have been forcing that cue ball. So that is 4 points. Just make sure I don't forget. And this is exactly what I said. I had to pass this, land right here, and then this makes this shot much easier. See, now I have that easier shot on the 4-ball. What I want to do is see if I, oh yeah, so that ball did count. I do have those 4 points. I want to see if I was able to squeeze that in. These shots they actually go in if you go slow. I mean, you could almost make that 4-ball go around the 9-ball from how slow you hit it. Look at that. All right. We'll go around the 7-ball. Look at that, perfect. So let me make sure I get those 4 points. All right, so 4 points on that one. It was a tough 3. So I remember that. But yeah, if you guys have any questions, I will be looking at the comments right now. Just remember 4 points. So I'm happy with that break, by the way. I'm liking the spreads. I didn't get any love on that 3-ball right now, but like I said, the pattern's going to be different. We won't know what pattern is going to be, and that does change everything. And this is, like I said, the first session. I'm making crispier shots. So let me go ahead and update the banner real quick. And thank you guys for being here and joining me. Like I said, my match is on Saturday. It's at 8 o'clock Eastern time. It's going to be on Bang Time Pool. And it is going to be, I'm going to be going up against Marko, which, like I said, he is pretty solid. I talked to him earlier in the week. He said he's been practicing for 9-foot tournaments on 9-foot tables. So he's going to be dialed in. And, you know, it doesn't hurt. Call your opponent, see what they're up to, even though you're just getting information out of them. You know what I mean? Being nice does help, and just saying, hey, what you been up to? Have you been playing lately? You know, that's a lot of information you could pick up. But you can't always believe what they say, you know, because most of them say they haven't played in 2 weeks. So that was 4 points. Let's put us at 41. And I could still get 250. All right. No, I do not have Instagram. I think I do have it, but it's not really active. Most of my social media is Roopster760. That'll be on Twitter. Instagram, like I said, I might have it as far as Rooster, but I have not really done much on it. So if you guys do, like I said, look me up. Just Roopster760 would be it. We'll be on Twitter, and I believe, like I said, I do have Instagram, but I'm not active on it. Like I said, I do have it. If you want, I'll check it after. But I haven't updated anything. I don't think I have a. I might have a profile picture on it. I might not. All right, so here goes. This is the last rack. I did wanted to break. If I get a 9, I do get to 50. So far, I am happy with the changes I've done. I just need to figure out, most of the shots I'm missing is just speed control and, of course, being warmed up. As you know, I did start cold right off rack number 1. So the next session, I'm expecting better. All right, here goes. Oh, I was about to get a nice shot at that one ball, and then the 2 ball decided to go in front of it. And of course, this is, these are the things you don't want to see when you're trying to make points on the ghost ball. So I will take ball in hand. And like I said, this right here, let's see if I can at least get an extra point by not making, this right here wouldn't be bad to get an easy 2 points. Because like I said, 2 points better than 1 point. Because if you notice that 5 ball, I can make it here, by the way. You know what, let's do that. This is practice. I'm not going to get too tight on my points. I still, you want to have fun when you're practicing. So I'm going to try to get behind this 4 ball. If I could get out here, believe it or not, I can make the 5 ball here. So let me figure out how to get to that 4 ball. So if I get here, nice easy draw, puts me here. But I do need to come right here so I could be out here. Because if I go short, of course, I don't want to bump these. Because if I bump them, I make the 9 ball and my run's over. So here's where I want to be. So I can do a nice draw. And as you know, these side pockets are not easy. They're tight pockets. So now I want to think whether I want to go here so I can use that nice size corner or challenge myself to the side pocket, of course. So I'm going to challenge myself. So that's where I want to land right here. Still good. It just requires a little bit of a change on the thing. Like I said, now I could actually land where I want to be right here. This is still not an easy shot because I'm shooting at 3/4 of the pocket. Plus, I have to hold the cue ball to be right here so I could be able to double rail it to this corner. So, all right. So I want to land basically where the diamond's at, second diamond. Nice little draw shot. Now hold the cue ball. Go down. All right. I'm still happy with it. I'm going to go for the bank and then try to come off the rail and try to land over here. Opened up the 5 ball. Yeah, I was trying to hold that cue ball to come out here, but like I said, it's all right. What I'm going to do is do that 2-railer that I told you guys. If I had good shape, I think I can make this shot. I practiced this shot a lot. Especially, like I said, it comes up with, that's your last stripe or something, and they have a ball right on top of yours. Go right here. Just put a little bit of bottom, and it actually makes it shorten up on the rails. Look at that. And that's what, like I said, I was super comfortable with that shot. Like I said, that's the shot that Gizmo goes crazy over, and he'll say, I got lucky. But as you guys see, I practice those crazy shots for a reason. So that ball does not count, and it's 3 points. All right, so it's not bad. 44. Like I said, this is coming in cold without even hitting a ball. My adrenaline is going to be totally different. All right, let me update, make sure I put the actual score. So 44, 9 racks. Like I said, still not a bad score for shooting cold. Welcome, Darren. I see you pop in, bud. So, all right, I'm going to re-rack it. I like the changes on the break. I like some of the banks. I need to practice this bank more, of course. I missed it by a lot, but I like what I did with breaking this out. Now that gives me an option. If I have to do something like that, just tweak with that shot and then be able to break this out. All right, so I'm going to stick with the same break I'm doing. I'm going to try to figure out how I could keep these balls from not clustering down here and up here. If you notice, when I first did that break, everything was just perfectly spread, and the nines were pretty easy. And of course, this game, when you make it look simple, that's when you know you're doing everything right. Those 3 railers, those masse shots, doesn't necessarily say you're shooting great. It just says you're getting off the line a lot more. All right. So here goes. I'm going to go to rack. Let me update the score. And thank you guys for keeping me company on this practice session. So let's update the banner. We go back to rack number 1. I'm going to put a number 2. That way we know it's session number 2. I'll figure that out later. All right, so session 2, rack 1. That way I could actually have a timestamp. Like I said, there's a couple of shots that I'm going to review. So here goes. I need to control the cue ball in the middle of the table so I could have a shot at the 1 or the 2. All right. I like the spread. Can't go wrong with 3 balls on the break. The less balls on the table, the less clusters you're going to have. So let's try to get this 9 and get started off on a good run. Slow down. Like I said, when you when you get offline, it makes everything much harder. When you make it look simple, that's when you're doing things right. Do not scratch. All right, so that is a 9. So I must be doing a small cut break on that, and that's shooting the cue ball that way, but I like the spread. 3 balls on the break is golden in this game. Like I said, that will just give you less clusters. And a 9 beats, any other score besides an 11. So if you could come with 9s all the time, that would be perfect. All right, let me update the score. All right, so that is 9 points. So it's session 2, rack number 1, 9 points. Hey, Ken. How are you, bud? Nice to see you here. All right, here goes. So I noticed, like I said, a small little cut shot, kept throwing it to the side, but I like the spread. I like everything about that shot as far as, being able to get 9 points. So I'm going to try to do that and control it. Maybe hit the rail right around here. Oh, see, this is what happens with those breaks. They hit, they'll go around, and they'll hit this corner of the side pockets, and then makes the balls bounce back. So that was not a good break. And of course, I was trying to control something different on the cue ball. So that's where everything changes. And that's what makes this game, more challenging, because any little adjustments changes everything that you've already worked with. And it's back to the drawing board. Here goes. I don't want to go from a 9 to a 0. So this break is going to be very important. And it all happened, of course, with the, trying to change the break. So this is going to be more power and just trying to get those 3 points. All right. Three balls on the break, no clusters. So that is the magic of that break. So here goes. I'm going to go for a 9. I want to land on the rail, by the way. There it is. That way I could bring the cue ball back out. Try to keep it straight in one line. There it is. Nice, easy stop shot with a small angle. So that is another 9. All right, I might have found something. But like I said, one small adjustment, it changes everything I've done. All right, so that is 18 points with 2 racks. And that is a decent start. If you notice, if I would have had a nice shot, a nice look at the 1 ball, that's 18, and that was rack number 2. All right, so session 2, rack 2, 18 points. So now we're going to rack 3. All right, that is compliant. We got our cluster back, of course, no balls on the break. This is where the clusters come in. But I did meet the 3-point rule, and I am at least hoping for 3 points now. So let's see how we could get more points here. This right here is an easy shot, by the way. Carry them off the 4 into the 8 ball, and it pops out the 4 ball back out, make it into the 9. Easy combo on the 5. So let's see if we could do that. If I could get here, like I said, it's an easy carom, 9 ball, 8 ball in the corner pocket. All right, so let's go with that. Let's see if I can make this rack much easier too. I'll rather follow the 2 ball than try to draw after the 3 ball. So let's work on this combo right here. Get in there. All right. Like I said, I'd rather follow the 2 ball to get to what I want. So this is where I want to be. So I could carry them off the 4, 8 in the corner, pops the 4 out here, and I make the 4 in the corner. So I want to be straight on the 2 ball. I don't want to be on the rail. All right, now I'm going to have to use this nipple right here. Try not to hit this one right here. Now I have to hit the rail and bounce off the rail, and I want to land right here. Perfect. Like I said, I want that 4 ball to bounce out and then be able to shoot it at this corner. And of course, these shots aren't easy. Slow down 4. It goes, but like I said, these are the smallest pockets. And this is standard, by the way. I was asked if I got these done like this. If you go to any valley, you probably didn't notice them, but if they haven't done many changes, these are actually standard. All right, so I'm gonna try to squeeze it by past the 6 ball. And of course, I need to not be behind the 6 ball as well. So here goes. See if I can hold it, make it come back past the 6 ball. Oh, that was way off. I keep doing the same shot, by the way, the same problem, and I already keep catching myself. I know it wasn't like this, but see if I can shorten it. All right. And that was all about the speed on that carom. Because if you remember, I wanted to hold it right around here. So I'm going to be reviewing the tape and see if the 8 ball went in with the speed or if I could have still let off the shot. So 4 points, still good. All right, let's see if we can make some balls on the break. So 4 points. All right. Yeah, I'm liking the adjustment, Ron. I didn't like the last one, of course, because I didn't make no balls on the break. But I am liking the adjustment. I actually have an adjustment on this to where I'm making the 9 ball almost going upside in that corner pocket a lot more. And it's all by the way I am hitting the cue ball. It is 7 points if you make 9 on the break. So like I said, if you keep it within 7 points, you will win a lot of these matches. So let's see if I can make that 9 on the break. See, it's going. And it is a re-break. And if you make the 9 on the break, you still have to meet the 3-point rule, by the way. It's not like a regular game where you make the 9, you win. You still have to make the 3-point requirement. So that was all on me wanting to do that 9 on the break. So let's get real right here and keep everything going the same. Like I said, during the match, I wouldn't mind doing that, especially on a long race. Try to end some of those games much quicker. But right here, we're trying to make points and loosen up. All right, this is very important. I have not got a 0, by the way, so that is really good. All right, so here goes. I'm going to try to get 3 points. This is a lot different break than what I just did earlier. Come on, 8-ball. Yes. No. Here's the line. You can clearly see it's nowhere near. So I made 1 ball. That's 1 point. 6 ball went for sure. And that was it. So this is good. I mean, I'd rather get a couple zeros now and give me that reality check that this could happen during the match. So that is a 0. Like I said, I'd rather have that happen now and then, have everything work perfect and then come game time, be dealing with zeros during my match. So this is part of the practice session. Not that I was looking for a 0 because it's so easy to get a 0, of course. All I have to do is a soft break. But reality, let's be real. This could happen during the match. if you guys remember little Chris's last game, you know, he was trying to beat a record, and who would have ever thought that he would have got a 0 on 2 attempts? You know, having a perfect break every time, and then come, you know, that moment you really want points, and he ended up with a 0 on the last rack. All right, let me adjust this so we stay at 22, and that was rack number 4. And like I said, this is reality right here. So this is part of the practice session. It's gonna make me be more cautious of what I'm doing with the break from now on, because one more 0 will be devastating. Especially, like I said, on you know, I do want to make more points than what I did on the first session, because this is when I'm already warmed up. All right, balls are not moving. That is going to be a 0. Not a 0, but 1 attempt. But that is 3 breaks without being compliant. That is huge. So this is where I figure out, am I not racking them tight enough? And that's probably going to be my first thing. So I'm going to take my time now, because like I said, that is 3 breaks without being compliant. Ooh, I like how they held right there. I hope that was it to break that streak. That is not a streak I want. All right, this is huge. So I am going to stick with the break, with the same break, by the way, but I do have to adjust on what I'm doing with the speed. Oh, if that ball wouldn't have gone in. So that is a good break. I made that 2 ball in the corner. I like the spread. I don't have clusters. The 6 to the 7 is going to be the hardest part of this rack. And once again, I'll take ball in hand. I don't want to risk letting that cue ball loose. So I want to be kind of by the rail so I could draw back on the 3 ball. On the rail. All right. I could hold the cue ball and make it past the 8 ball. There it is. And this, if I would have been off the rail, it would have been easier to come this way. But that's what happens, like I said, when you get out of line. All right, I'm going to have to draw it, come around, and get past the 8 ball. So this is not an easy shot. This is a really, really touchy shot. I need to avoid the 6. I need to avoid the corner pocket as well. Perfect. Avoid the 9 ball. If I bump it, it'll be all right, as long as it keeps me on the 6 ball. See that? I was avoiding the 9 ball. And I had to stroke it. I felt like I more like poked it because I wanted to avoid the 9 ball. So that's where you kind of pick up what you did wrong. And it was all on the stroke. And of course, getting out of line on the 4 ball started everything. Or I got out of line on the 3 ball, by the way. So that is 4 points. And those are the killer ones during the match like that, where you're trying to add the more points you can add. 4 points is not good during this game. especially if your opponent gets a 9. That's already doubling your score. So you have 2 more racks to make up for that, and that's not good. And you can't always depend on your opponent doing bad, because like I said, you should never know what the guy's going to show up. All right. So that was 4 points. All right, let me update the banner. So we're at 26. I'm trying to remember what my other score was the last time we were here, but I did not have a 0. So we were actually doing, this is not good. I want to be close to the 40s, by the way, when I get to the 5th rack. So if I'm in the high 30s, that's really good. That, if they're doing better, that's not that far from what they would be. And like I said, I did get a 0, so that does make a big difference on that. All right, let's try to get some higher points in this second half. All right, that is compliant. I like the spread. So far, I've been pretty good on getting out on an open table. So 2 ball, of course, is not that easy because of the 6 ball. So if I land right here on the diamond, it'll be perfect, but I cannot land on the rail because I need to draw and try to avoid the 4 ball. All right, let's see if we could get to the 2 much easier. If I could be over here, it'd be much easier. But I want to do this shot right here. I'm going to follow it, try to avoid being on the 6 ball. I'm going to have to bump the 3 ball. Hope I get a good, nice shot at it. I do have plenty of open table pockets. This is an easy shot, by the way. I'm playing it off the 4. So right now what I'm banking is for that 4 ball to come out here. And most likely I'll be shooting it at this pocket. So here goes. I'm going to carry my off it right here. This does require power because I need that 4 ball to come back this way. There it is. Bounce. Bounce. This will be a clean hit. I could actually see that it's going to be a clean hit, and I'm going to try to push the 5 ball that way. I do need to draw back a little, by the way. Oh, man. But that's what I needed to do to cheat that pocket. So I will be looking at that. I got the perfect pop on that 5 ball. So let me count them. 3. All right, so that was 3. Yeah, what happened there is I've had too many innings without being able to stroke. And you got to remember that when you're practicing. If you notice, I had the zeros, I had the 4. I haven't opened up, so I need to make sure I get in stroke, or else, those shots are going to be a lot more difficult to do, because a lot of those shots require a nice stroke, so I can't rust myself while I'm practicing. So that's why I, decided to just shoot those out. That way I could, keep in stroke. That's why when you're playing an opponent and you're not letting them shoot, that's where you want to leave your opponent, but you don't want to do that to yourself during a practice session. You're running balls out, you're hooking them, you're not letting them get in stroke. And that's exactly what was happening to me just in my practice session by not being able to open up. So that's what that whole run was all about. All right. Now, was that 3? You guys remember if that was 3 or 4? I made one on the break, the 1 ball, the 2 ball, the 3 ball, so 4. Yeah, that was 4. All right, so let me update the banner. That was 4. And like I said, 3. All right, Jim. So that was 3. Perfect. Thanks. And that's what made those shots harder, because I haven't been able to get in stroke just from, just from what not being able to shoot many shots. Like I said, if you're playing an opponent, that's a perfect way to keep them rusty, not letting them open up on any other racks. But, I don't want to do that to myself while I'm practicing. All right, so I do need points. So I need to do something with the break. This is where I have to start adjusting. Oh, that was almost compliant. There was a ball about to go there. All right. So that was, I did not meet the 3-point rule. So this is going to be another attempt at it. And I'm not making balls on the break now. If you remember, most of my success is making 3 balls on the break. And of course, that's what's going to make the runs easier, less work. Not only that, you won't mentally drain yourself by having to do too much work throughout 9 racks. So the fresher you stay towards the end, the easier it'll be, especially once your adrenaline's building up. And whether you're up on points or you're trying to catch up, you want to try to make sure you're not draining yourself by the 7th rack. So you want to make sure you try to keep some of those racks simple. All right, here goes. This is my second attempt. All right, that is a good break. Slow down too. Oh. All right, that is a good break. I will take ball in hand. All right, I need to pop back out for the 3 ball. All right, loosen up using the rail. All right, that was a 9. You notice I didn't talk much. During the match, I'm not going to be talking much, of course. And all the talking I'm doing, all that, of course, I know I'm consuming more energy. And that is what, makes you tired. It is good to train like that, of course, because it's like it's like a boxer, He's going to run 20 miles, whatever he runs. He's going to, hit that bag 1,000 times. And you want to overwork yourself to when the match comes, you're not going to be having to do everything that I'm doing before that. So that does help. You don't want to make the sessions too easy. So it's basically the same concept. But the reason why I did not talk is because I need to concentrate on, of course, the bank shot, getting back shape. If you notice, everything was much smoother. So I needed to get back in stroke. All right, so it's up to the score. That is 9. I think that's like the third 9 this session. Thanks, Ken. All right, let me update the banner. So that was 9. Yeah, that 0 is not helping. So I got 2 more racks to go. Of course, I do want to pass 40. I think it was the mid 40s was the last first session. So, all right, let's try to get these points higher. That was a 9, so. Come on. If you notice, there was a lot of them coming hard, and then they started bumping into the other balls. So that was not compliant. I like the spread, though. I'm doing more attempts on this set than I did the other set. All right, let's try not to get a 0, because, like I said, I do want to try to get into the 50s. And then the last session is going to be where I try to break that and try to do my highest. All right, this is super important. All right, here goes. I'm avoiding a 0. All right, that is good. These balls good pass. Not only that, these are already on the line. So, plus I made a 6 ball on the break as well. And the 6 balls down, everything looks pretty simple. Of course, the whole thing is getting to the 3 ball. It's going to be the hardest part of this run. All I have to do is, if I land on this side, it's much easier. So I can either go this way, but I can't, because then I won't be able to avoid the bump. So if I land here, easy to get to the 3 ball. So just basically put a small angle on it and do a little draw. There it is. It gave me my angle to get to the 3 ball. This is when you're having fun right here. See that? All right. It is another 9. All right. Let's update the banner. Looks like I should break. That puts us at 47 with 1 more rack to go. And you guys know how this game is. I might make 2 and then have the next ball locked up. So there goes. I'm at 47. Last rack to go. I do want to break 50. So let's see what happens with this. And welcome, the unspeakable. All right, here goes. Last rack. I'm going to try to break 50. So here goes. I need 3 points. I do not want to get a 0. An 11 would be nice. I have not gotten an 11 yet. All right, that is compliant. 1 ball past the head string, and I made 3 on the break. So that is 4 points. I am not going to go for an 11. I mean, that does put me at 50. And tell you what, on a regular match, I actually will make that, if I was playing on a regular match. You know what, let's go for it. I already got my 50 points. I have a good feeling I can make this shot right here. Not only that, I will have perfect shape on the 2 ball. So let me gather myself and then go for the 11. Let's end it strong. This is not an easy shot, of course. Like I said, the side pockets on this table are brutal. All right, and not miss it bad. I was more trying to get this ball to bounce out. Like I said, I feel real confident on my side pockets. I think this one's even harder than the last shot, so. Missed it the same way. Like I said, it does go in. You just have to hit it right. That's it. Oh, look at that. So that does end it at 50. I'm going to do one more session. This one I won't miss. This is actually easy now. I'm going to go rail first and then cut that 7 in the corner. Nice attempt. All right, let me rack them up. So I did break the 50. Next section, this is where the pressure is going to start because I do want to break 60, by the way. This is when I'm already warmed up. I feel like I'm shooting them well. When they're open, I'm pretty much out. This is where I put everything that I've worked on these last 2 sessions. Put everything that I've worked on, on the break, on the speed of the break, of course, and on this rack. So I do want to break 60. And the way I look at it, by the way, if I do not break 60, it's like if I would have lost that match. So if I break 60, that's a game winner, and that's a good way to end a practice session. So it's basically like playing, the ghosts. So I'm playing the ghost, basically, my opponent. So this is where I'm going to put everything that I just practiced together. And that's why I'm taking longer on this rack, because the last session was way more practice breaks than what I wanted. And I did get a 0 as well. All right, so let me update that last one. Thank you guys for still being here with me. So let me just update the banner, that way I could at least have a timestamp on this. All right, and I'm not, like I said, I'm not disappointed, because with ball in hand, I would have got way past 50. But 50 was what I wanted to get. All right, so that is the final of session 2. So it was 50. I did go for that crazy side pocket. So what I want to do is break 60, and that would basically be me beating my opponent and putting everything that I just practiced together. So here goes. Let me update this to final rack, and then this is rack number 1. And this is the final session, by the way. So there it is. This is session number 3, rack 1. All right, let me get something to drink. Thank you, like I said, for keeping me company. the unspeakable. We were short on this weekend, by the way. I did mention it in the beginning of the session. We did not win a trip to nationals out in Vegas. We did lose to Andrew's team, and Andrew's team did advance and won a trip to Vegas. So Andrew, congratulations, buddy. If there was anybody I would rather lose to, is you, and I'm glad that you guys got the job done and won the last game. So enjoy your time in Vegas. It is your second time out there, so I'm happy for you. So here goes. I am trying to beat 50, by the way. I mean 60 points. This is like the actual match now. All right. So that is a good break. Made the 9 on the break. Jim, are you still awake? I know he's in Florida. I could get the 7, right? Jim, if you're awake, buddy, because I know it's late out there, but I don't know why Jim's always awake. All right, there he is. So I could either go for a 9 or a 7. I am going to take the 7, by the way, because I did make the 9 on the break. Like I said, me and Jim talk a lot, and 7 is really good in this game. So an average of 7 points is golden. So I'm not going to stress myself out, try to run for the 9. I still got 8 more racks to go. So 7 is not a bad start. I do need to keep that ball on the table, by the way, though. Yeah, what happened there, the actual cue kind of slipped out of my hands, and I lost control of the break cue. All right, yeah, you see this right here? 7 points and 9 racks, total 63 points. That is pretty good. So that's why I'm going to go ahead and take the 7. Oh, let's see, take the 7 or spot it for 9 or 11. Yeah, but I actually jumped off the table, Jim, so there's no way I could go for an 11 now. But now I know that I could spot the 9 back up. So that is big right there. So if I had a nice look at the 1 or the 2, depending on what balls were up on the table, I could actually spot the 9 back up and go for that 11 if it was a nice open rack. So that is good to know. All right, let me update the score. So I am starting off with a 7, which, like I said, that is really good. Not the best, but I'll take it. So session 3, rack 1 with a 7. All right, and I need to keep the cue ball on the table this time, because it's really dangerous to not get the 3-point rule with the ball flying off the table. This is where I hit 2 balls going. Pop. All right, so that is going to be another break. Like I said, I am trying to beat 60, so I do not want a 0. Not on this session. This is the one that's counting. And remember, about icing myself or, creating rust. I didn't get to shoot that first rack. I'm already going for a second attempt, so I need to try to figure out how to get back in stroke and not sabotage myself by icing myself. And this right here, by the way, like I said earlier, it's the most stressful part of the game. So the easier you're racking and everything's working, the less energy you're going to use. And in a game that, adrenaline builds up as you go, conserving that energy it's a big key in this. All right, I like how they settled right there. There's a gap between the 7 and 8. Sometimes you want to move them around. It's part of a mental game. Sometimes you feel like the ball's much smaller or bigger than the other one, so they're not going to fit. And there's the same gap, so flip the rack around. Got to figure out why there's a gap right there. All right. This is a redo, so this is huge, I believe. Yeah, this is a redo. Yes. Whew, that was huge. All right. I do like that I have a nice look at the one ball. So I am going to go for an 11. So this is my first attempt at an 11. I like the 5 ball. Even though the 9 ball's on top of it, I could actually make that ball come back out for the 6 ball. So far everything's good. I just got to figure out a better shot for the 4 ball, by the way. And with that 3 there, this actually makes it super easy. That's why whenever you're playing a game, any ball next to a side pocket, that's like it gives you a route to anywhere in the table. With this 3 there, like I said, I could get anywhere in the table with that 3 being there. All right. So what I want to do is I want to get out here, and then I want to be on the rail when I get to the 5 ball. This is where I say I could get to the 6 real easy. So I just have to get as close as to the rail I can. I do not want to risk scratching. I'm going to use the 9 ball to bump off it. So I got to force my cue ball past the 9 ball. I missed the ball completely. That's why, see, if I bumped it, I had enough power to slow me down right here. That's why I got past it, but I'm happy with this. I have to figure out how to get over here. See if I could go 3 rails, 4 rails. I got to avoid the 8 ball. Oh, that's miscued. That was huge right there, but that right there is mental, by the way. This is my third session. But this is what I wanted to do, by the way. I don't know if it was like this, but this is what it's supposed to do. Let me make sure I count them right. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So minus the 6. Let's see if I could squeeze this past the 9. All right. Yeah, that was huge. I got offline with the, I mean, that was actually a nice draw, avoiding the 9, but I was expecting to bump the 9 and it was going to slow me down. Then I was going to have the easier shot. All right, so that was 5, right? That was 5 points. You guys remember that was 5 points? I believe so, because all I had left was a 6, 7, 8, and 9. So yeah. All right. So it's still good. Yeah, that miscue was a killer. But like I said, it happens a lot more often when you're not mentally there. All right, so that's 12 points. We're going into rack number 3. And like I said, that miscue really, especially because that was a possibility of an 11. I liked my chances, but that draw, missing the 9 ball, like I said, no big deal. I think I hit it perfect, especially, I still had a nice, easy shot at the 6 ball, but the miscue, that there's. All right, here goes. Let's try to avoid having a re-break because that does drain you. All right, that is compliant, but I need those balls open, especially this one. Remember what I said. The last thing you want is the low numbers to be stuck. So I'm going to go for a breakout right here. So I'm going to take ball in hand, and I'm going to basically make the 1 ball, break those out, and hope for a better shot at the 2 ball. I mean, I don't see myself going for another shot, especially because I have to get to the 4 afterwards. I did drop the 3 ball. So here goes. So hope I get a nice shot at the 2 ball or make the 2 ball and get a nice shot at the 4 ball. Look at that. All right, this is actually an easy shot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to carry him off the 2 ball, make the 8 ball over here, and I'll still be able to see the 2 ball. So let's see if this works. So there it is. This is very important that you hit the 2 ball, of course. Look at that. I missed but I had the right idea though. And that's the kind of stuff you have to look for, especially when you're fighting for points. That was a tough break with the two being there. Whew, 2 points. It happens though. I'd rather take 2 than 0. I mean, you could end up winning a match with just 2 points or 1 point. It could be a 1 point difference, and you'll always remember those 2 points you got at that break. But I am trying to get 60. That's the problem right now. All right, this is me. Let me update this. Tell you what, at least I'm counting good. Last time I had that practice session, I couldn't even count. My brain was gone. All right, here goes. Let's try to get an 11. All right, that is a good break. But once again, we have a low number that's stuck. So I made the 8 and the 2. I have to figure out whether I want to try to get over here for the 3 ball so I can cut it, or have to go for a bank that I have to make. Let's see, I'm going to take ball in hand. See, if this was on the rail, I'll go for the actual points right there as well. But where it's at, it's going to make my 1 ball go that way. So I'm not going to go for that. All right, let's see if I could use the 4 ball to slow me down. Then I'll have a cut at the 3 ball. I'm going to cut this, put a little bit of draw, and hopefully that 4 ball slows me down. All right, works. The last thing I want to do is land right there. So that was risky. All right, this is basically a touch shot. It's a nice, easy cut. I'll have a nice shot at the 4 ball. All I got to do is make this shot. Overcut it. This is the easy shot at the 4 that I was talking about. And of course, everything's pretty much easy. So I'm not count that ball. So that is 3. And like I said, I had the 2 tied up on the last rack. Now I had the 3 tied up. But this is stuff that could happen during the match. So I have to be mentally prepared. If I could still break 50, which I could still, break 60, I mean, I have to come up with big numbers now. And once again, I can't forget that this is practice, but I still have to try to meet some goals at least. All right, that was 3, 2 low numbers, 2 straight racks. Now, let me edit this real quick. Like I said, you always want to be around the 30s, high 30s, close to 40s when you get to rack number 5. And I need big numbers just to at least get to close to 30. All right, good break. Everything passed. 2's open. 4 is open. Figure out something with 6 ball. All right, let's try to get some points. Well, I wish this was a nice, easy shot. We'll take ball in hand, so that now I'm going for 9. This is an easy shot, by the way. Use the 7. 7's going to still be open after that bump. And then that way I could avoid comboing the, so I need a nice easy shot for the, so I need to be right here. So it's just a small stop, like a stun shot. Nope, that was a stop shot. This is where I've been practicing my banks. Avoid the 8 ball. Trying to see if I could come around it without scratching. Looks like I can. That is a 9. That is a good way to at least get some points now. All right, let's get back on track. Thanks, Ron. Yeah, Andrew, that bank. Like I said, I felt real comfortable on the bank. I've been practicing them throughout this last sessions. If you noted, if you remember when I first banked the first ones, I was way off, but that was, it's just getting in stroke. So, all right, here goes. I need to get back on track. Like I said, I am playing to break 60. If I don't, that's like me losing. So that is the pressure that I'm putting myself in. All right, that is a compliant. Here's the mess. I can't do anything with that. And of course, I'm going to take the 7 points. And it's only 7, right, Jim? I know you're up, even though you're in Florida right now. I don't get the extra point, right, for the 6 ball. So let me know if it is an extra point, but I don't think so. I think it's only like 7 points. Let's see if Jim's up. it looks like Jim fell asleep. Yeah, so I'm gonna take it as a 7 points. Like I said, I don't think I get the extra point, but I might be wrong, but it's all right. Right now, I'll take it as a 7. Not many rules, but you get to this point and you're like, do you get the extra points or do you not get the extra points? But, you know, that's just me wanting the extra points, not necessarily that I get them, but so there it goes. I'm gonna just take the 7, just like if I make a regular 9. And like I said, I could still meet the average by getting 9s and getting 11s. So that will even up my lower points where I got stuck with the 2 and the 3s. Yeah, that's what I thought, Andrew. Like I said, that's just wishful thinking, you know, when you get down like this. All right, so that is a 7. All right, so we're at 33, going in 7 rack. And like I said, when you get to the 5th rack, you want to be in the high 30s to 40s. That's a really good score. So I always keep that in mind, especially when I'm doing a match. When I'm close to the 40, not only that, that way you could keep an eye. As far as your opponent, if you know he's in the 20s or something, you know you have a good chance. All right, here goes. All right, that is compliant. I wish the 3-ball would have fell, but it is what it is. This is, like I said, this is like a real match. This is the kind of stuff that happens. So right now what I'm trying to figure out is how I could get points off that. With this 8-ball there, of course, makes it so much harder to try to get out there and break that out. If I come out here, I can actually come out here, break it out with a draw shot, but, you know, that is not easy to try to hold the ball to be perfect. I don't have no banks. The only bank I could see is if I come out here, or look at the 8-ball. The 8-ball is basically in the path of this ball going in. I could cross bank it, bring it back here. But you know, these shots are not easy because you don't want to foul, and especially when you're on camera, you know, you don't want to leave anything questionable. But there is plenty of space. So I actually do see a cross bank to this pocket. And I like where the 4-ball's at. A little draw would bring me back out, and I'll have a nice shot. So I have to figure out how to come. And then this is huge right here. Like if I'm over here, I can't do it. I literally have to be around right here. So I have to mess with the side pocket. This right here still makes it a shot, but yeah, this is still not bad. But like I said, the 8-ball is what makes everything so much difficult from getting out here. A good way to get out here, by the way, I could follow, land over here, follow it, and then that gets me right there. And not only that, it avoids trying to scratch on that pocket. So let me try that. See if I'm right here. It'll be a nice, easy follow. Avoid the 7, come out here, and then I got my cross bank to go that way. All right, so I have to land perfect right here. If I land straight on this right here, it gives me a nice angle. There it is. You land right here. And I need to avoid this 7 ball. There it is. I could already see it, like I said. It's a little tight. This is where I wanted. This is where it was going. Table's rolling a little slow right now, but I can still pull the ball back. So there, I'm going to go for this cross bank. And it will be a legal hit. I got plenty of room. I just got to, of course, avoid the 5 ball. Come on. Get some love. See, I did everything good. I would have had a better shot, of course, if I would have landed right exactly where I wanted. That was avoiding the 5 ball. I held that ball good. Like I said, I was going to draw back a little. And then this was my next shot, which I could split the 6 ball right here. But you guys get it. All right. So the 2, the 3, those are really costing me points, especially on the break. And one of the reasons why is, of course, I'm not making balls on the break. The less balls on the table, the less chances of them being tied up. And we do get a pattern rack, by the way. Remember, we do get a pattern rack. So once, we get the pattern rack, I am going to have about half an hour to practice with it, or 20 minutes. So I will have an indication on where those balls are going to be at. And like I said, I am racking stuff randomly. I don't want to make it any easier by, moving stuff around and knowing that I'm not going to get those balls tied up. So let me update the banner. Hey, Nicholas. Nice to see you, bud. Dennis, how are you? And Jason, Double Z Ranch, how are you, bud? Oh, I see. Good luck with those new glasses, Nicholas. I'll read your comment in a little bit. All right, so I'm going to change the break, by the way. I hate to do it this late, but the 3 racks that killed me were when the 3 ball was tied up, the 2 ball was tied up, and I think I had another low ball tied up as well. I think another 3. So I'm going to go back to my original break and hope for the best on these last couple of racks. All right, I'm going to go for an 11. I like where the 1 ball's at. I got a feeling I will be able to see the 2 ball. Let's see if I could thread the needle between the 3 and the 9, but trying to avoid those, like a collision with those balls right there. Look at that. Avoided everything, missed the shot. That was a nice look at that 2 ball too. All right. Let me take away 1 point. So I did get 1 down. But like I said, I've already, I want to try to end it strong. my points were really bad. I feel like maybe I would have already lost that one, but I like how I controlled the cue ball. I just got to make sure I make that shot. But like I keep saying, I'd rather do this during practice than the actual match. All right, I'm going to keep this score real. That way I remember. All right, so I did change the break. I did have a nice look at that one ball, but, we are trying to finish strong. So I might go for another 11, depending on where it's at. All right, that is compliant. I have been getting out on all my open tables. So let me see if I could go for that 9, get out on this, which this is about the best spread I've had. I've had a couple other ones, of course, but this is without making one ball on the break. So let's put this cue ball in the middle of the table. All right, that's how you want to end it, of course. Like I said, I am shooting good when it's open. The problem is when I'm getting those clusters that, you're taking the percentage, when you break stuff out, or the percentage when you're, having to get perfect and you can't get around those balls because of other balls in the way. That's what causes those low points. But other than that, when the table's open and I have to move that cue ball around, I mean, you see, I have a good feel of everything. I am making the key shots like that 7 ball. That wasn't an easy shot. I only had, partial of the pocket blocked. So that was huge. And of course, I controlled it good to not scratch. And like I said, other than that, everything is being moved around good. It's just I have to make sure I get that break where I have that nice spread, and then I basically do the rest of the work. So let me update the score. That way I can know what I did get. I should have lost this round, of course, but like I said, I am shooting good. It's just the actual break. And, in this game, that is what is the main key, of course. Whoever's breaking better, that's the person that's going to win it. So I did end up with a 45. Like I said, I'm able to add today. I remember that one mental game session. I mean, even when I got 3 points, I was like, I just cannot get my mind together. All right. So there it is, a 45, which, believe it or not, you never know, you know. Like I said, I am shooting good. Most of the tables that were open, I ran out every time. Um, it's just, luck has a lot to do with it. Because a lot of those balls that get tied up, they get bumped. Everything goes where it's going good, but one little bad bump changes everything around. So, but that's why we play this game, because everything's not in the same spot, of course, after the break, and every out is challenging, and that's what makes this game interesting. I always told myself, if I knew where everything was going to be, why, I'm not going to play the game, because there's no point of shooting at something that you already know where it's going to be. So far so good. I'm shooting good. I'm shooting comfortable. And I'll have to look back, but I don't think I did a lot of redos on the break on this session, so that is huge as well. I might have had one redo. So that is huge too. Whatever I was breaking, I was actually at least being compliant every time. And remember, I said when you have those early sessions that you have to re-break, that wears you down mentally. And that's one thing I want to try to avoid, where I'm not having to re-break, because if you guys look at the sessions that we've already had, during the tournament, Darren had several of them, and you could kind of see that stress, while he's breaking, and it does wear you down. So I want to try to avoid that. And, the more relaxed you look, the more your opponent's going to stress out, because, he's going to be wondering why you're so, not caring about anything. So thanks, guys. Let me see. Let me read some of the stuff you guys are saying real quick. Whew. But yeah, thanks, Jenny. Yeah, I know it's late for you guys. Thanks for, like I said, keeping me company. And good night. Yeah, where Dream Crusher comes into play is keeping my stroke true. That is a table that you have to stroke stuff in. You can't just bang a ball. When when you hit that ball perfect, because everything goes in just right. You're not, battling the ball in the pocket. And that's when you keep your stroke real. Of course, a 7-foot stroke and a 9-foot stroke is totally different. And that's one thing that, you have to keep in mind, that I have to adjust. And that's where I use a lot of the rails, so I could keep that, that 9-foot stroke on this bar box. That's when I use the rails. And what I'm doing is basically creating more distance with the cue ball. When I go back and forth on a rail, is me using that 9-foot stroke. And that's what, keeps me going. And that's, where it helps you when you're adjusting to the bar box. But yeah, good night, Ron. Thanks for hanging out. And like I said, 45, it wasn't where my goal, but like I said, this is practice. And come game time, I'm hoping to put big numbers out there. And a lot of the, a lot of the adrenaline's going to be focused a lot different than today. But yeah, that like I said, that's where Dream Crusher comes to play. Not only that, when you're making those shots, over there, it's a lot different. You know what I'm saying? Because you're having to move that cue ball so much more. Then I come to this one, and it's pretty much effortless. I haven't played on that table for a while. I can't remember the last time I played. It probably been about a week or so. But I am gonna put some time in that one before my match on Saturday for sure. Right now, like I said, I was we just finished playing regionals, and of course we didn't win. We were one game away from the final, so my mind was draining from that, and that's why I wasn't able to jump on the table right away like yesterday. On a Monday or even Tuesday, I did play my league. I won my match, and like I said, I played pretty decent, but that was me winding down from the Sunday from that defeat. We played well. It's just it is a team event, and you guys know how it is. It was up to our two to finish it, and you know how stressful that could be. Not that it was that two's fault, but you're lingering on that two to come back around and try to finish it for us. And it could mentally wear you down. And something like that does take a couple of days, especially like I said, on Tuesday we played Andrew's team, and they're the ones that won the whole thing. So come Tuesdays, like reality comes back to play, because they're all smiles, and I'm still not bitter, but um, haven't been defeated, and trying to gather myself back up to where you get that drive again. And it does take a certain part of mental focus back, to where you have to get that mind back into where, like I said, your that drive comes back in, and you feel good about what you're doing. Hey Ken, nice to see you here, bud. We got to go back to that lunch, by the way. I had a good time. We got to go hit up that orange chicken again, Ken. Yeah. I mean, there's nothing like winning, especially like I said, a team event. I mean, you get, when you win it as a team, I mean, the build up, everybody gathered around, and they get you in that mindset. And then, like I said, when you get defeated, and what happened too is I ended up switching teams after that weekend. So on Tuesday, I started off with a new team, and that mentally wears you down, because you feel bad for leaving that team. And like I said, it's a whole mental thing where you're kind of trying to gather yourself back up and get your mind back into the game, and that drains you a lot as well. Um, and like I said, that team ended up breaking apart. We were already sputtering. We actually did better than what we thought, but we were already sputtering. By the way, don't think I left just because we lost. I mean, that would be pretty bad. It was already in the works. And like I said, we were already sputtering going into that event. And there was already a lot of stuff going on with the team. Just so you guys don't think that I left just because we lost. There was other people that were already, leaving as well. But like I said, that does mentally drain you, because we did go to the championships with that team. We've been through a lot with that team, and you're taking all that and trying to digest everything to try to have a fresh start. And that's where my mind's been since Sunday. And like I said, I felt good yesterday, but it takes a while before you really get your mind back into that. Like I said, the whole thing is it's a drive, to where you're hungry for, to get back on the table and play. So that's basically what I'm doing right now is getting that drive back and, you know, and wanting to just shoot and then have fun again. Yeah, Ken, I mean, the, it takes a lot of work, you know what I mean? Especially when you have to be true to yourself on why you're missing, why you're doing all that. And so far, like I said, I'm happy with the open table. I'm out. I'm just not happy with. I have to. My banks were working better. Like I said, I almost made. I think when I was going for that 11, that cross bank with the three ball, if I would have got where I wanted to be, I'm pretty sure I would have made that and had a bit nice shot. But you should have to be true to yourself, and that's the hardest part about practicing by yourself. Having you guys here does help, by the way, especially because I know people are watching, and I know, that I can't dog easy shots, of course, because nobody in this game, you don't want to miss an easy shot because that's not a good thing. um, so that pressure does help, and like I said, that does keep the discipline working, especially like I said when I'm doing this by myself. But I know I know a lot about myself where I know come game time, it's a whole different it's a whole different game. I'm hoping to play better, and of course, it is a whole different adrenaline when you're counting down to that first rack. Yeah, Nicholas. Me and Marko already played. I already got the best of them one time, but you can never take anything for granted. Especially like I said, this is a when we did play that other time, we didn't have the nine on the spot. So any zeros could come at any time for me or him. So that is on my mind. And like I said, so far I do have that little edge on him. So I'm going to go in that with that confidence and basically let him know that I'm basically ready and prepared for him. Hopefully he don't see this video because I don't want to give him confidence, but I mean he's seen me practice so many times. I mean I've done worse than this and then come back to the actual match and it's a whole different person. So sometimes I'd rather them watch something like this and think it's going to be easy, and then when I come with the first three racks, then they know they're in deep water. So that helps a lot as well. But yeah, so thanks guys. I'm gonna go ahead and close it out. And like I said, Nicholas, good luck with those glads. Let me see what you were saying about it. Yeah, like I said, good luck with the new frame. I see that you got the new lenses, but it's just practice, practice, and getting used to that. As long as it's not affecting with the headaches and stuff like that. Um, it's always good that you're able to shoot at least. But thanks everybody, like I said, for showing up. Um, I'm glad I ended it, on a good note with the run out. Like I said, I am moving that cue ball pretty good. I just need to make sure, luck is in my side as well with no tie up, especially on low numbers. Thanks, bud. Same here. Like I said, Nicholas, I like watching you shoot as well because, like I say, your focus is always on point. And, when I get down on shots and all that, I remember, what you see. If you guys remember, sometimes if you guys ever watch, like a pro match on video and then you get back on the table and you kind of feel that vibe that you got and it just does something for your game. So, watching video like that, it does help. Some of these runs weren't good, but at least, like I said, when I was open, I was able to clear a couple of nines. I didn't get many chances at 11s, so I'm hoping those will come during the game. But good night, everybody. And like I said, thank you guys for hanging out this far. And, it does make the sessions a little bit easier knowing that you guys are watching. So we'll see you guys. But yeah, Ken, I'll let you know, buddy. We'll go have lunch another day again. Yeah, man, it's late and now you're making me hungry, bud. Yeah, Ken's a local guy. He lives about 10 minutes from me. And we've already met a couple times and we're going to go hit that spot again. But we'll see you guys and good night.